Hello Arma Maniacs, it's HazBo again with yet another Arma free video. And in today's video we're going to be playing one of my favourite missions, or kind of campaigns really, the Forgotten Few 2. It's a dynamically generated campaign in which you play the part of a platoon commander of a special forces unit. With every mission completed you get progress points towards the completion of the campaign. So at the start of the campaign and in between missions you'll be greeted with this screen. It's basically a dynamically simulated war zone, and at each segment you'll be offered 3 missions. So these range from medium, easy, hard. Obviously the hard scenarios are going to grant you more completion points. These are done at the risk of losing more men or resources. Talking of which, if you lose men or resources they are gone completely. So for example, if you lose half your squad, you're going to have to draft in the limited amount of reserves until you get more replacements in. The same actually goes with vehicles, I believe. So if your transport heli is shot down, that's out of action for at least a mission. So what this does in effect is it makes you value your troops' lives. You know, you don't want to be throwing them away, because if you throw them away you won't have anyone to do the mission with. So I really like this aspect of the mission. Don't be put off by the platoon structure, it's really simple. All you have to worry about is your own squad, which I believe is Coyote squad, and the other squad, which is Jackal, of which you can both adjust the loadouts. And in some missions you actually get to control both squads, so as you're leading your own element you keep observing the map, making sure the other element is moving into position, making sure they hold fire until the last moment. So yeah, it's quite fun. So if you watch my previous video, I experimented with a commentary style dialogue over the footage, which I really enjoyed doing. So in this instance it's going to seem like a after action report. So yeah, I'm going to see where it goes and see if you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, let's fire up the campaign. Yeah, so here we are selecting the first mission of the playthrough. So we've gone with Operation January Counselor. As you can see, it's deep within enemy territory, so land transportation's going to be a bit of a problem. Air transport's probably going to be more of a problem, so the only kind of genuine route in, I suppose, is going to be by sea. But we'll load the mission up and see what the intel brings us. So here's our field intel report. So we can probably expect about 2 squads worth of infantry, maybe a technical. It does say the enemy AA is known to be weak. However guys, I have experienced it before where it's had this message and I've been shot down. You've got to take into account the nearby strongholds and towns under enemy control. So don't rely solely on the field intel. Our expected enemy reinforcements, again these can vary. It's just telling us to expect a squad's worth, maybe a technical, and maybe an armoured target as well. So during our loadout we're going to have to account for that. This is exactly what I was on about previously. So you've got your field intel and then you've got your map. On the map you've got all the strongholds and enemy held towns right there in front of you. So you can get a rough idea if enemy QRF is going to be in the area, what direction they're going to come from. So you can kind of plan for that eventuality, maybe set up an ambush. And here we've got the squad loadout and platoon management screens. As you can see, it's really easy, really intuitive to use. You have presets at the top right of the screen, so it's really handy if you want a quick loadout. So for example, if you've got a night mission, you can just select balanced night or silenced night. So really handy if you're in a hurry. Otherwise you can just get into the nitty gritty and do the loadout for every member of your squad. It's really good, really cool. So right now I'm planning my route into the AO. The situation is quite dire. It's daylight, it's deep within enemy territory, so that rules out land or air transport. So the only option left for us is the sea route. In pure daylight, I told you it was grim. All I can do at this point is pray there's enough elevation on that terrain just to keep the boats covered on the way in. Right, so far so good. We've managed to land at the beach undetected, so that's a bonus. So looking at the map, I've identified 2 possible locations where the QRF might arrive from. So we've got the stronghold to the south, and we've got the town of Molos to the north. So I really don't want to have to tackle the main objective whilst worrying about possible QRS to the north or south. So to that end, I've decided upon mining the roads on both approaches. If this doesn't destroy the QRF, at least it'll provide me with a bit of an early warning system. A short while later, I actually get eyes on the main objective. As you can see, it looks quite sparsely populated, but there is one worrying thing. There's a turret in that tower, probably in an MG or a GMG. I'm not sure what yet. I have to get proper eyes on from a different angle.
Rifleman, 1 click northwest.
So with eyes now on the objective, I start planning my route. I want it to take me past mining the southern approach, getting eyes on the compound from a different angle, and then eventually mining the northern approach.
Fire.
I give the orders, and then we begin our long flanking manoeuvre. Unfortunately, during this long flanking manoeuvre, we actually came into contact. It was a 1 or 2 man patrol.
Fire at will. Ready to fire.
Luckily, I didn't suffer any casualties, and I believe it didn't alert the main base, so we're still in the clear at this point.
Move 75 meters. Left. Front.
On the way.
I stop to take a breather and have another look at the objective from a different angle. At this angle, I'm able to ascertain for certainty that it is a mounted MG. And at this point, I can also see the camp is actually bigger than I first anticipated. From the angle near the beach, it would just look maybe 100 meters across, but it looks quite expansive from this angle. As I continue my flanking manoeuvre, I get a nice position to get eyes on the town to the north. We spot an armed strider. I don't want to engage at this point. Even though we do have eyes on, it would blow the entire mission and possibly send QRS flying in from every direction. With the squad holding a solid overwatch position, I proceed on my lonesome to mine the northern approach. On my way back from my devious activities, I noticed this really nice vantage point. It's the tip of a reverse slope. I think it's a perfect place to begin the assault from. I order my squad to regroup and place them in line formation ready to commence the attack. But first I've just got to deal with that pesky tower and maybe a couple of the guards.
Soldier, 200 meters, front. Target acquired.
With the emplacement and a couple of these solo guards down, I begin the attack.
I'm covering. Go.
Move out.
Move out.
Target's down.
I'm covering. Go. On the move.
He's down. Target's down. I got him. He's down. Target's down. I got him. Covering fire. Hostile down. Okay, let's go.
Moving.
A technical
Move
appears
left.
seemingly out of
Technical,
nowhere, but
200
it's quickly
meters,
dispatched by my AT guys.
Move out! Standing by! Hostile down!
On the move!
Moving! Covering! Go!
3, move left.
On the way! Cover me! Waiting!
4, move up.
Roger that!
5, move right.
At this point, you've probably seen me start to organise my men into smaller groups. So what I normally like to do is have one fire team as like a overwatch element, and a couple of guys with me as like a lead assault element. And you'll see in a few moments why this can be such an effective
Team
tactic.
red, fall back.
Roger! Cover me!
Team green, hold fire.
Standing by!
Having previously mined the northern approach and the southern, I did have a bit of overconfidence going into this one. And then I saw this MRAP zip by. Technically, he misses the corner, so he totally misses my mine and zips right into the heart of my assault. Luckily, this is when I had my overwatch element engage.
Team green, weapons hot.
If I hadn't had left that element on that little rocky outcrop, it would have been game over. I would have been brown bread. The mission is quite hardcore. It doesn't have any respawns or revives. So I'll leave the rest of my squad at this point dealing with any stragglers, and I start laying all the explosives on the fuel trucks in between them. I think I've only got 5, so I've got to make these count.
Area clear! Ready! Standing by!
cut down on supplies as per orders. Withdrawing now. Coyote
For
out.
a moment there, I didn't think they'd actually go off. There was a bit of a delayed reaction. I don't know what went on there. But anyway, all the fuel trucks got destroyed, so I start the exfil. During this exfil, I'm actually fighting a running battle. I can't even see the targets, but there is sporadic firefights as my team withdraws from the area. And we do get surprised by a technical, but again, I had some AI on hand to deal with it straight away.
Ready. Soldier, 300 meters northwest.
4, 5, 6. Fire at will.
Waiting. Standing by.
fire!
Okay, let's go. Go!
Moving!
Rifleman, 400 meters, northwest!
Target's down.
Just in case we get surprised again, back at the boats I actually leave a team on Overwatch whilst one team boards the boats. I wasn't going to take the risk so close to the mission end. And so ends mission 1, a huge success with no casualties taken. Hey guys, if you've enjoyed today's offerings, please leave a like. And if you want more, maybe consider becoming a subscriber. And if you're not too sure, well, bear in mind this is only video number 6. But in this short time I believe I've offered quite a bit of variety of armour-free content to consume. And there's still more to come. I'm still finding my feet with YouTube, but I've really enjoyed the process, especially engaging with you, the Arma community, over the various platforms. Either way, I really do hope to see you all over in the next video. HazBo out.